You're tuned in to Tailgate Talk, where the grill is hot, the drinks are cold, and the sports stories never stop. Hosted by DB Cooper and Itty Bitty Ute, and produced by Hollywood. Grab a plate, pull up a chair, and let's get this tailgate started.
Welcome on into the Tailgate Talk podcast, where the food is hot and the drinks are cold. My name's DB. Alongside me, Itty Bitty on the ones and twos. Back on the road again, Hollywood. How we doing,
yes,
gentlemen?
sir. I'm so tired. We talked a little bit about this. I had to leave at halftime, and what a terrible game to have to leave.
Yeah,
but
Any
had a red eye.
Terrible game, but
yeah, a red eye. Had to get to Boston, and it was it was rough, but some good stories.
This dude spends more time in the hotel than David Hasselhoff.
Kidding. Poor Mrs. Hollywood.
Yeah,
seriously.
How you doing, Itty Bitty?
Dude, I'm so good, man. I'm really tired. Daylight savings the kids don't take part of daylight savings, so we're beat. Yeah. But we're excited to be here.
Yeah, breaking news: kids do not care if it's daylight savings or not. They are waking up at the same time they always do. Yeah, brutal. Well, I share the same sentiment. I'm worn down and tired, but excited because the Utes are rolling. I mean, it's just. I was thinking about it today. It's been all blowouts other than our 2 losses, right?
Yeah, actually, that was the first stat I was going to talk about. We have 7 wins now. First game we won by 33. Second game we won by 54. Third game, which is Wyoming, our smallest win margin was 25. Of course, West Virginia we won by 34. Arizona State 32. Colorado 46, and Cincinnati 31. So it's either we blow them out or we lose.
Yeah. Not a bad way. I mean, I wish we didn't have any losses. I wish they were all blowouts. Something that was frustrating about the last 2 years. And I mean, really, the last year was rough. 2023. Also, the games that we won were all close. And I just remember our starters never got off the field ever. And it's been nice to see our starters get off the field. And in a lot of these games for the full fourth quarter, that adds up as you get into this final month of the season. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. Not to top you on stats, but I saw one as well that shocked me in a really positive way. Yesterday was I think you said the 6th game of where we scored 40 points or more. Most in a season for Utah since 2004.
Whoa.
Oof, I love that.
Since 2004, we're scoring the most points per game. I guess that's not necessarily the stat, but most 40-point games since 2004. So if you know anyone that is super critical of the offensive coordinator and play calling, they just simply don't know ball because we're putting out points like we really haven't seen in 20 years. And breaking news, the 2014 was really good. But before we jump too far into the game, a couple pregame stuff. I wanted to leave.
A lot of pregame.
Lots of pregame. Don't know where you want to start, but I'll kick us off just really quickly. I want to give a shout out again, Old Man Swan on the breakfast. This is a special one because we are actually going to call the substitute in for breakfast. But our boy Chuck had a last minute spinal tap on Friday night. Oof. And told us he couldn't do breakfast on Saturday morning. Don't know how far in advance they schedule spinal taps, but he told us Friday night at 11 o'clock. So Old Man Swan had to scramble something together, no pun intended. He scrambled it together, and another killer breakfast. All things considered, especially.
I love it.
It's like camping. When it's cold outside and you're on the grill outside, and that hot food hits you, dude, and it's sliding down your throat with ease.
You just relax it.
Yep. Wow.
Question for you youngbloods. Have either one of you ever had a spinal tap?
I didn't know what it was.
One of the most uncomfortable things you can go through. So you lay on your side, and you can feel the needle scraping against your spinal vertebrae, and then they get in, withdraw some fluid. It is. Was in the hospital, had a real bad fever. They couldn't figure out what it was. This is why I'm not a big fan of emergency rooms. Yeah, just to randomly say, hey, I think I know what we should do. Let's give them a spinal tap. Oh, it was brutal.
Well, let me ask you, Hollywood, were you bedridden after?
No. Look, it happened when I was like 30 years old.
Okay, so maybe that has something to do
So
with it.
I mean, that was 25 years ago. So
Yeah.
At least.
that's like, I mean,
But
yeah.
Chuck's definitely not 30 years old, so maybe it's hitting the elderly a little harder.
It might be. One thing,
but yeah.
and I know you're going to get to it. And I don't know when you're going to get to it, but I would like to be the one that brings this up because I don't want this to sound like it's bragging coming from you two. But I mean, watching you two on that cornhole on
Dude,
Saturday.
Hollywood, we will definitely get to it, and we will definitely be sounding braggy. But let me tell you before we get to it, you missed the best of us. You did not see the best of us. We ended unbelievable. We'll get more into it. I've got at least one more thing before that. Itty bitty, what do you got?
I got a lot. There's the problem with this episode. There's so much to cover from our tailgate and our day.
Yeah.
Because I think this was probably the best football day since that USC game in 22.
Yeah.
So we're gonna forget shit and it's gonna suck. But game day. Should we talk game day?
Yep. Hop into it. What do you got? What did you enjoy about game day?
I actually enjoyed how we did it this time. We did not sleep over. We actually got some sleep in our bed. I mean, usually the night before the game, I don't sleep well anyways, but I got some sleep. Picked you up, went up there, and we kind of hung in the back. My family met up with us, so I took both my girls there, and they had a blast. My in-laws were also there, and they are not Utah fans. They are Boise State and BYU fans. And so I was able to get my father-in-law in a Utah hoodie, and that is a big accomplishment. So that's a big win for me. Big win.
Let me ask you this. Now that the listeners know your father-in-law was there and watching, and he's a Boise State BYU kind of guy, how did he feel about watching his son-in-law and his son-in-law's best friend tag team a BYU girl?
Yeah. I mean, again, for you and me, it's a typical Tuesday night.
Right.
But I know my mother-in-law was like cackling at it.
Perfect. That's all.
Cackling.
That's the only approval you need. For those that didn't see on Twitter, there's video on Twitter if you want to go see it. I only saw 6 BYU fans at college game day through the whole experience.
Yep.
And it just so happened to be some of the first people that we saw when we walked down there was this lone group, this little group of Cougars. And I personally think that is crazy. I would never wake up early and plan my Saturday morning around going down to Provo and throwing up my Utes gear. I think there might have been a day, like high school days, maybe if I was looking for a fight, that kind of maybe sounds fun, but as an adult, but these were adults, and I was shocked.
Let me throw the caveat in there because I guarantee there's going to be some BYU fans saying, well, you were down there when BYU played Utah. Well, we were the visiting team, right?
Yeah.
We were there.
I also didn't. Yeah. I did not go to Big Noon Kickoff, even though I was down there. I was just tailgating. So, like, I know there were kids there. There were a lot of college kids at the Big Noon Kickoff, and I'm sure there were adults too. But just crazy. I mean, they're on a bye week. Crazy if you ask me, but I also kind of respect it. We're fans, and we're all having fun. And me and Itty Bitty had the pleasure with our flags to just wave them and try to get them on TV and try to get them on camera. And it just so happened to be that the girl on her boyfriend's shoulders was just right in our way that we needed to be to wave our flags and get them on TV. And poor thing had to wear some red.
Yeah, which I think is an honor code violation. So might need to call that in.
That's a good point. I laughed so hard. She got on his shoulders a couple times, but after the first time, she got off, and he immediately turned around. He's like, "My shoulders are going to hurt so bad tomorrow." That's quite a thing to say. First thing off the shoulders.
Talking about the BYU co-ed last episode.
Yeah, this one didn't fall far from that tree. Yeah, great time at college game day. I agree. I enjoy how we did it. Had lots of people asking going into it, like what our plan was. And I told everyone kind of the same thing, and I keep the same plan. If you've never done the college game day experience, you have to at least once in your life do it the full 10 yards. Night before, camp out, signs, getting front row, getting a good spot where the cameras are, make sure your sign is on. You have to do it. If you've never done it like that, you have to do it once, and then that's it. You don't ever have to do it ever again if you don't want to. Some people, I think, do it multiple times, and hat tip to them. But you at least have to do the full experience once. Now that we've done it a lot, I'm happy to get up there at 7, get let the sun come up, because that's the other thing. The first hour of the show, you can't see any fans past the first 2 rows anyways. So you might as well let the sun come up and then get over there after like 8-ish when the sun's up. And again, let me throw this out there too. It might be different if it was like our opening game of the season and it's still like really hot outside or warm and the sun comes up really early. I might have a different opinion, but on November 1st, when it's really cold in the morning and the sun doesn't get up till past 8, sleep in. That's my recommendation.
Yeah. It was great. And they were getting flustered with us too.
You went back and did you watch College Game Day or did you not have it on? We had it on.
So we put it on, then we went. And so I went back a little bit before you, probably like 45 minutes before you. And lo and behold, there was someone just sitting there in our seats waiting, which I love. Shout out WP. Yeah. So I was able to watch the picks and everything, and it was awesome. It was a little delayed.
You could hear it live, and then
I heard the fireworks go off, and then Pat made his pick, and then the fireworks went off. So it was kind of cool. What was that? And then I see it on TV 20 seconds later. So
what did you guys think of Alex Smith's performance?
Holly,
any thoughts?
I love the guy, and honestly, I didn't get a chance to watch it. One of the most disappointing things was we had everything ready to go. Wake up at 5 a.m., walk into my daughter's room. Dad, I don't feel good. I'm like,
the black lung disease.
So then I go into Xander's room. I'm like, he's a ride or die. Like, he's ready to go. Dad, I don't want it. It's like, you got to be kidding me. So I wasn't going to go up there. The whole reason that I wanted to do the College Game Day was because I wanted them to kind of experience that, get up on the shoulders, wave a flag. So I went back to sleep because I knew I was going to be on a red eye the next night. So got some sleep, slept in for a little bit. And then what was even more disappointing is when we said, all right, time to get up. Let's go to the tailgate. Emma was still sick and Xander wanted to go trade. He was in like contract negotiations with his neighbors with all the Halloween candy because he doesn't like chocolate. So he likes to like trade and build up his like empire of Halloween candy. And so he didn't want to go either. And so, it was a disappointing start to the day, but it got much, much better as the day went on. So for those that didn't watch that, what happened with Alex Smith? Because I love the guy.
Well, yeah. So Alex Smith was the guest picker. I can't keep track of. We've had it so many times. It would be so easy to be the other schools in the state that have only, if they've had it, the experience, they've only had it once to keep track of everything. I remember like John Stockton, but the guest pickers sometimes slip my mind. And Alex Smith seems like he was the first like true Utah. No, we had
Steve Smith.
Yeah, we had Steve Smith last time. See, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Yeah.
But just nice to get Alex back and talking about us and on campus. It's always a pleasure. He's a legend. Mount Rushmore of Utes. He did so good. I thought
he killed it.
Every pick, he was informed. He had done his homework. They were bringing up games. I can't remember like specific picks, but the North Texas Navy, he had like what each team has been doing this season. Like he was prepared. Some of the guest pickers, they get up there, they clearly have no idea what college football is. And they're just saying the name of the school. Somebody's in their ears, say Navy, say Navy. Alex Smith did his homework on every pick. He had reasons that he liked the pick, reasons he hated the other side, and he gave them out nice. And then when it got to the game that everyone was waiting, ours, our game was the game everyone was waiting for in America, Utah versus Cincinnati. He went and tried to do a little Pat McAfee and like build it up talk about all the Cincinnati legends and his time with the Kelsey brothers. And, he's building it up. It doesn't quite work the same because Pat's neutral in a lot of ways, right? So you don't know where he's going. We all knew Alex was going Utah, but he was doing the whole build up Cincy, but I don't give a damn. They're in Utah now. And he went crazy with it. I thought Alex did a great job. I was proud to call him a Utah man. I just appreciate he did his homework. He's professional about it. And then he had a little entertainment value. So I appreciated it.
Which I love that about Alex Smith, because one of the things that we hear a lot from people who come and visit the state and interact with fans. I know he's a player, so it's a little bit different, but the football knowledge that our community has about not just Utah football, but college football in general, it's great because that's just another example of what this community loves. And that's football. We love college football. And so that's great to hear.
Yep. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I think Pat McAfee even made a comment like, state of Utah loves football and they get after it. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, Alex killed it. He was dropping like the New Heights podcast slander. It was pretty cool. Yeah, he absolutely killed it. All right, Steve Smith was great. Again, probably one of the Mount Rushmores too, at least in the position group. But he didn't go into detail like that. He just picked his schools and moved on.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alex was definitely prepared.
It was fun to see. I just love Alex's demeanor as well. He's just cool, calm, and collected. He's always the coolest guy in the room. Anything else on College Game Day that either of you wanted to cover?
No, I mean, maybe it was cool to experience it as a dad, having the kid on the shoulders, holding the sign. Her sign was, I woke up early to meet Swoop, and we met Swoop, which is cool.
Perfect.
Like the timing, we were kind of by a tent. He walked right by, so they got a picture, made her day. And
perfect.
I think that's what kind of kept my father-in-law, mother-in-law like watching the game that night, because they were like, oh, that was a really cool experience. So
sweet.
Big W's there.
Love it.
But that's it.
Next on my list, Hollywood brought it up, the cornhole performance. Me and Itty Bitty 10-1 on the day. And the one was a battle. I know we went over a couple times over the number in that game and could have won a couple times. It could have been 11-0. We slipped up. It happens. But 10-1, and the last 3 games that we played, Hollywood, the little teaser I gave earlier, the last 3 games we played against 3 different teams, 3 skunks. We finished the day, let me do my math, 63-0 in the final 3 games.
Jeez.
We were locked and loaded.
Yeah. I think the separation last week prepped us for the performance yesterday.
Little MJ shoulder shrug. MJ shoulder shrug,
I also think the smelling salts had me locked. Even Flashback was like, these guys are locked right now. You don't want to play them. And people stopped playing us. We were still ready to go, and we shut down the board. So
yeah, it was kind of nice timing because we did need to get to the food, but I think we were also setting a standard where it was like you could have thrown out the 2 best cornhole players of all time against us, and we probably would have, if not skunked them, it would have been 21-3. That's how we were playing. I was trying to miss and I couldn't miss.
Yeah, the hole seemed that big, dude.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable hole. We were all around in that hole, dude.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, talked a lot about it, but yeah, cornhole. We're back on top. Can't be beat. Anybody that wants to try, come to the Kansas State Tailgate, and best of luck.
Jay and I have been talking. I think we might pull up on the off weeks when we're not out, when the team's on the road. I think we're going to get some practice in, and we're going to try and give you guys a run. Big J, not Jaywalk.
Oh, Big J. Okay. So
yeah, because he was at a wedding.
Other than the game we lost, the next closest game was the one game we had against Big J. Dude, Big J gets slept on. Big J gets slept on is actually a decent cornhole player. Shout out Big J.
Yeah.
And I started off like I'd never played cornhole in my life. It took me a long time to catch a rhythm.
You were brutal. If
Yeah.
you were my partner, I was noticing some things, but I wasn't going to say anything because you were a competition.
Yeah.
I hope you respect that. Breaking the action to give a shout out our corporate sponsor, Aerotech Manufacturing. For all your precision sheet metal needs, go to Aerotech Manufacturing. This next segment is brought to you by Aerotech Manufacturing, our favorites in the business. So visit Aerotech Manufacturing. The vibes at the tailgate were just, I don't know how to describe them. Immaculate.
You know, I was thinking about this. We love fall, right? We love the fall weather. We love college football. It was like a culmination of everything just on that perfect Saturday. You got college game day in town.
Yeah.
You know you're about to lay a beat down on the number 17 team in the nation. It's just everything aligned. I mean, especially for you two. You guys had to be feeling the vibes, ripping those smelling salts. There's nothing else to describe it. That is what you live for. And, you know, Itty Bitty talks about this all the time. The things that the fans go through and the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice. I mean, that's a payoff day for sure.
Big time. Yeah, it was orgasmic. I mean, you couldn't have planned a better weather day than yesterday.
The term payoff is such a good term on that, Hollywood, because the last 2 seasons have been so frustrating. Not in, again, we're talking tailgating. We've had early kickoffs, tons of early kickoffs. We've had bad weather. We've had family issues that have come up to keep us from tailgating sometimes, but a lot of mostly early kickoffs. And yesterday was such a payoff for the last 2 seasons of struggle bus tailgating that's out of our control in a lot of ways. It was, I thought you brought up a really good point, Eddie. The 22 USC game is a good call out. As far as a day of tailgating. As far as a day of tailgating goes, that's as close as it got, but it might be my number 1 day tailgating ever. The weather was perfect. The leaves were falling. We talked about it last week. The weather was perfect last week, and somehow it still one-upped itself this week with there was 0 wind. There was 0 wind, and it was even maybe a little bit warmer perfectly.
Yeah. Oh. Plus, with game day being there, we got to the tailgate an hour earlier.
Yep.
And it was an 8:15 kickoff, so we had an extra 2 hours on top of that. That USC game was a 6 o'clock kickoff.
Yep.
We were in the stadium by 5, and yeah, I agree. It's probably number 1 tailgate.
I really think it was for me. I really think it was incredible tailgate. It's one I will not forget for a very long time. And part of the, go ahead.
I was gonna say I do have a shout out, but finish your thought.
Well, no, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So I started with vibes. The vibes were high. A lot of that, you know, it's not just weather and kickoff times. The people that showed up were great vibes as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, first of all, we got to talk about Swoop Dog. Dude, that dude had a funeral. His wife's grandpa passed away.
For Pop
Had a
Pop.
funeral at like 10 a.m. for Pop Pop.
For Pop Pop.
Wait, hold on. Let's give him a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you. For Pop Pop.
He showed up to game day before the funeral. He got breakfast with the boys. He was the one that caught the video of me and DB going to town on the BYU girl. The dude bounced, went to the funeral, came back from the funeral, came back to the tailgate, and then brought his wife to the game. The grandpa was a diehard Ute, and the family was like, "Hey, he would want you there," which is true, and he did that. But dude, what an absolute dog,
bro! I really think Pop Pop had a say in it. As far as the day and the perfect weather and all that, like we dedicated the tailgate to Pop Pop in days in advance. We were calling it for Pop Pop all week. We had multiple moments of silence just to remember in Pop Pop, and I really think he pulled some strings to give us the day he gave us.
Yeah, even maybe a hop or two.
I got another shout out, not to move on from Swoop Dogs. We love Swoop Dog and Pop Pop.
Love you, Swoop.
Flashback Ute contributing our new tailgate pot for the chili.
Huge.
Yeah. He's been asking what he can contribute to the tailgate for 5 years. Finally figured it out. Pot. We got it. We got it. I washed it out last night right when I got home. Super easy, non-stick. It was wonderful. Shout out Flashback on the pot. I want to make sure to shout out Dave and Greg Young. Shout out.
Trace.
I wanted to say that. Yeah.
Trace.
Trace Young.
Don't hate us.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I think that's right. That's what was on the tip of my tongue as well. You want to give your shout outs for the click? Ain't nobody messing with my click. Or maybe they want to remain anonymous. I don't know.
I think another shout out you could probably talk about 49er Ute.
Yes. Shout out 49er Ute. Showed up, took us up on our open invite. I don't know how many times I have to tweet or we have to say it on this podcast that we are an open invite tailgate for people to still ask, can I stop by?
Yeah. All the time on X.
I'm like, how many times? I've been saying it for 20 years that we're an open invite tailgate. Yeah. Do we have to change the verbiage or something to get it across to people that, yes, you can just show up? You don't have to ask. Just show up. Yeah. Please. Come introduce yourself. Say hi. Say, nice to meet you. And, if you need directions on what to do at the tailgate, ask. If that's what it is, I can tell you, go get that chair right there, pull up a seat, grab a drink, grab a hot dog, and watch some football. Like, that's all you gotta do if you show up. It's unbelievable. Absolutely.
Not only that, but one of the things that you will get immediately upon getting to the tailgate is one of the best receptions from Papa Swan. He will treat you like you've been best friends forever. If you're feeling down, you're having a bad day, that guy will pull you up out of the mud, brush you off, and make you feel like $1 million.
Old man Swan was the Big Lebowski, the dude for Halloween, and he actually kind of nailed it.
Yes.
He's a legend.
Shout out Old Man Swan.
I got a bunch more.
Yes, please.
We have a lot to cover still, so I feel like I should probably rush into this.
Yeah, we're at 30, so let's get through these.
Yeah, so Hollywood, your queso was really good, dude. And after you left and people were still having it, they were making comments on how good it was. So well done on the queso.
On that note, I liked that queso way more than the previous queso.
Agreed.
Yeah, the previous one was kind of a test out. That one Saturday's tried and true.
My only regret is that we kept it behind the TVs, and I think that's what kept it from getting.
Yeah.
We needed
That's
it.
True.
Next time, maybe I'll bring in a little bit of an extension cord so we can have the crock pot plugged in. But yeah, that's a real quick 2-can, no bean chili, 1 block Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 block Velveeta, chop up some chives, toss it in there, turn it on high, let it melt. Easiest, and it's so good.
Beautiful.
That's talking recipes with Hollywood. You can't control when they're going to happen. You just accept them. Yeah,
just real quick, 100,000 BT Utes, and his wife showed up. Father Stu showed up. We had Jaywalk, and then, of course, our newer side of the clique, Nara Delp and her Wags. I don't know if you want to call them Wags. They've been showing up. They've been bringing a lot of food. They've been bringing a lot of good vibes. Bringing the drinks. Yes. They've been incredible to have up there.
Incredible. So, the vibes were just incredible. The people were incredible. The food was incredible. The drinks were incredible. Everything was incredible yesterday. Immaculate. Hollywood, what do you got for us?
Along the same lines of incredible, the drip was incredible. If you were at the tailgate, you noticed. Both of you guys are rocking the new quarter zip for the Tailgate podcast. This is actually sponsored by our apparel company that we utilize, Above It All Apparel. And we would like to do, so these quarter zips and hats, we're working on additional merchandise, but these are available now. Let us know if you'd like to purchase them. They're $55. The hats are $35. But for those that have been listening to our podcast, if you know the ABCs of tailgating, first one to comment the ABCs of tailgating in our comment section, we will give you a quarter zip. Let us know your size. The first one to comment the ABCs of tailgating, we'll hook you up so you can rep the new quarter zip. But yeah, looking good. It's great to have the podcast represented on some pretty slick quarter zips.
Shout out above it all apparel. Love the swag. This thing fits like an absolute. I want to say glove, but that sounds not as comfortable. Sound fits like a slipper, to be honest with you.
Condom?
And it looks
Like a
good.
Snuggie.
Everyone's complimenting. I walked in with it on last night, and Mrs. DB, she offered some stuff. She said, "Look at that quarter zip." And she got on her knees. So shout out above it all apparel. Itty bitty, what do you got?
Got some more shout-outs. Well,
Yes.
I'm trying to get through this. I do have a hilarious story I kind of want to tell too.
Sorry, I thought you were doing shout outs, by the way.
No, I do got to shout out you, DB.
Well, thank you.
The steaks. I'm not just saying this. The flavor on those steaks were so good. I don't know what you did.
24-hour menu.
Oh man, they were, and he cut them up. So like you weren't just having a whole steak. You're kind of just picking. And like I had another chili cheese dog because now we're 2-0 with the chili cheese dogs. We're on a roll, so we'll probably keep that going for Kansas State.
Brings up a good point. I will keep going with this thought, but we got to bring up chili cheese dogs again really quick.
But I was gonna wrap up. The steak was like the perfect hit. Right when the sun was setting, it was starting to get cold, and that flavor, dude, just gushed down your throat.
I was happy with what I was hearing about the steak. Glad to treat everyone. I know cutting it up for people isn't ideal, but we've had the situation in the past of people trying to cut their steak on a paper plate, and it's a disaster. So I had the steak idea. It always sounds great, and I was very excited about it. And then that thought went through my head of we have paper plates, and that always sucks. So then I was like, I got to take a cutting board and a knife and just cut it up for everyone. So I know it's not ideal, but I'm glad it worked out. Glad people thought it was tasty. Chili dogs. I'm going to throw something out there. I think if you're a proper Ute fan and you're listening to this as well, you might have to figure out a way to have a chili dog, at least one every Saturday for the rest of the season until we stop playing like this. This includes, in my opinion, this bye-week Saturday and when we're on the road against Baylor. As long as we're continuing to play like this, I think we got to continue to eat chili dogs on Saturdays, even if it's just one.
Let's unite as a fan base.
Yeah,
Chili dog Saturday. I mean,
chili dog Saturday, new trend.
It's everything really changed when we started doing chili dogs at the tailgate for the Utah football program, and you can't convince me that that's not correlation. So
Yeah, 1,000%.
If anyone has any thoughts on that, drop it in the comments on chili dogs. What do you think? Do we keep the chili dogs going even outside of the tailgate? Or is it just a tailgate thing? Or do we just move on from the chili dogs? Maybe are we worried about overusing the chili dog powers that they hold? I don't know.
Great.
Any
Great
other
thought.
Pre-game thoughts for you guys that you guys wanted to cover?
Yeah, I'll say, last shout out, and this is kind of a transition. My wife and I were getting ready to go to the game. Son, even though he dogged us on the tailgate, he was dying to go to the game, wanted to go to the game real bad. We had to leave straight from the airport to go to from the game to the airport. So I wouldn't have been able to take him because we would have had to go home and back and forth. We get a text message maybe an hour before the game. Hey, we got an extra ticket because we split the 6 that are with us. Is there anybody from your family that would want to go? So he gave us one of the tickets, so Xander was able to go. If you were watching and paying attention on X, Xander actually predicted Utah by 100, and he wasn't that far off. And so the kid's getting good at his call outs. And so, it was good to have him at the game, and appreciate Big John Stoddard for dropping a ticket our way.
Shout out Big John on the ticket.
And also, I will say one more. Sorry,
You're good.
Jason Cram, if you're listening to this, he's a very well-known BYU fan, reached out on Saturday and said, let's just listen to the latest episode. Absolutely love what you guys are doing. He did say we're drinking the red Kool-Aid, but he said it's a funny show, loves to listen to us. And that's what I care about. He's a good buddy of mine, but absolutely love hearing that from both sides of BYU and Utah.
If drinking the red Kool-Aid means I'm eating chili dogs on Saturdays because I think it might affect the outcome of my favorite football team, I'll keep drinking that red Kool-Aid. Love it though. As far as in game and predicting things, you said Xander was pretty close. I got one, and you guys know how I hate to parade my own horn, but I got one for you. Mana Carvalho. He broke off for one. The guys around me at the game ever since BYU, and especially he had another rough one against Colorado, or kind of a rough return. Guys around me were kind of like, I don't know about this guy, kind of giving it. And for whatever reason, I think when Witt played him as a freshman returning punts in Provo, it said a lot to him or about him for me. Like, that's a big trust for Witt. And then he muffed him and Witt put him back out there for another punt return in that game. It says a lot about the kid to me. And so I've been on the Carvalho train with the guys around me in the game. Then yesterday, the first punt, he kind of picked it up on a bounce. He probably should have let it roll to see if it goes in the end zone. Would get pinned inside the 5. I'm sure Witt wasn't thrilled about that. Neither were the guys around me. They're grumbling. I said, I don't know. I still like it. I like the guy. You gotta be a little loose up there and get a little crazy if you're going to be really good as a punt returner. Then he gets the 23-yarder, and in my angle in the south end zone, he was really, really close to breaking that one. And I told everyone around me, I said, he's really, really close. He's really, really close. And then they brought out the punter for the next punt, Cincinnati did. And I told everyone before the punt, I said, he's taken. This is the one. This is the one. He's taking it to the house. And sure enough, and I promise you, I haven't been saying this is the one, he's returning this one about every single one of his punts. This was the first time I told everyone around me. I said, this is it. This is where he breaks it, and sure as shit, he breaks it. One of the loudest moments in that stadium that I've heard, certainly in a long time. But is there any feeling better than everyone in the stadium in your direct area pointing at you and saying, "You called it! You called it! You called it!" Is there any better feeling than that in this world?
No,
That's
there's
electric.
not. You feel like that new commercial of everybody like knowing what Tom Brady knows, and then calling it out. Like that's what I imagine the closest thing to explaining what that feels like.
Oh, it's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. And I just respond to everyone. I've come to a lot of these games. I know a thing or two. I know the feelings in this stadium. I know them. It's in my blood. I don't know it. Like, I'm not the smartest man in the room, but I just know. I know the stadium. I can just feel it. I feel it when the things happen. Such a good feeling. I shout out Carvalho. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Gets my tag of the week.
I love it.
I love that. I just gave that 23-yard. I feel like if he just stayed outside, he could have taken that one too.
Yeah, he was close.
He kind of doubts in, but there was 2. He could have had 2 for 6 yesterday.
Yep. He said on the post game that the guys on the sideline, this is a good sign. He said the guys on the sideline told him on the first one, if he keeps it out, he's gone. And then he listened and he did it.
Yeah.
So people are paying attention down there. Hollywood, what do we got?
Speaking of Jag, our boy, anybody know what his numbers are off the top of your head?
I was going to ask you.
I don't.
Hit us.
2 carries for 4 yards. He had 1 for 3 and 1 for 1. He's back. He had a hell of a game on the last time we checked. And he's back to his old self.
We're gonna have to get season stats on him. Shout out JG1 at UNLV, all-time Jag. With that, Wayshawn Parker, 17 carries, 104 yards. I'm loving our backfield as a whole.
They look good, man.
It's just we got such nice change of pace. Wayshawn is good between the tackles, but he can break one on the outside as well. Knack is a beast between the tackles, especially down the goal line. Then you got Bray, just electric around the edge. I'm loving this offense as a whole. What do you got, 80?
I was going to say, I kind of want to jump into team stats. There's a couple I found interesting. It's really nice going 100% on 4th down, by the way.
Yes.
Including like a 4th and 7. And again, I was in the stands. It's like, hey, dude, maybe we learned our lesson. Kick the damn field goal, and we convert, and end up being 7.
I think that was the one too. There was one play Devin Dampier put his shoulder in the dude's chest, and then rolled on top of him and got another 2 or 3 yards. That was a dog play, dude.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolute dog. We were 7 for 15 on 3rd down. Pretty good numbers there. But what I found really interesting is they outthrew us, and they only were 50 yards shy of us rushing. So total yards was pretty even for a 45-14 blowout. The one stat is killer. Is 40 minutes time of possession to 20.
Yeah,
That's insane.
That is the killer right there. Like if you double up on time of possession, you're not going to lose a lot of games.
No.
Good call out there. Hollywood, you had to leave at halftime to catch your flight. What was that experience like? Walk us through.
Yeah, it was tough. So kind of along the same lines where I'll go first is I was not good on some of my predictions. I said that we were going to have 5 sacks. We had absolutely 0. Yeah. That was tough. I did say that if you can find Bird Ficklen's rushing yards, I could not find it anywhere. He ended up with 15. But I will give Bird Ficklen is my tag for the week. And for one reason and one reason only. He absolutely trucked the dude. And I mean, it was a big hit and then still got the ball into the end zone. That dude is one tough SOB. And so love to see that. Had to bounce at halftime. And it's always, I felt so like I had to explain myself because we're playing well, right? Halftime hits. It's not like we just got up and left. We have stadium seats that we bring to make it more comfortable. We pick up our chairs and start walking towards the exit, and people are like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" So I'm like, "I got a flight to catch. I'm so sorry. Like I'm a big fan of Utah. Please don't, you know." But we get to the car, watching the World Series game on the phone because it's halftime. Get in the car, listen to the Utah half game show, and then get to the airport. I got there probably 20 minutes before my flight. Get to the Sky Club, and lo and behold, I walk in there, and there's a dude dressed. What's that?
Subtle flex.
Humble brag. Subtle flex.
Well, you know, if you travel a lot, that's a nice place to hang out. Yeah. There's a dude in there head to toe, BYU'd out, watching the game. And so since he gets the ball in the second half, 88-yard touchdown, and you would have thought this guy was the biggest Cincinnati fan you've ever met in your life. Like, just, yeah, let's go.
Wow.
Come on, dude. Settle down.
Yeah.
And then
did you say something? Did you say that to him, or did you just?
No, I just turned around and looked at him, and he was like nodding his head. I'm like, oh, jeez. And I wanted to make my flight, so I didn't want to,
Was he
get
big?
arrested.
Do you think he could have?
No.
Okay.
No. He was 4'0", little man's complex, but I digress. Then Utah throws an interception, and he gets even louder. And so I think it was the next series, Utah scores a touchdown, and I just turned around. I didn't get loud, just turned around and looked at him, gave him a wink, and he just kind of hung his head a little bit, and then I had to get to my flight. But luckily, Delta, they don't have YouTube TV, so I was able to watch the game on the flight, which was fantastic. And, it's always good to see the boys play and do what they do. Never good to have to leave the stadium early, but luckily was able to still watch and enjoy the game.
Never good, and I understand getting the looks and having to explain yourself sucks, but I will say it's better than if the score had been reversed and everyone would have been really judging you.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah, I think Anyway,
I had 2 predictions.
Nope.
I said we'd get Bird for about 8 plays. He had 4 carries, and then he had the handoff to Dampier for the bomb. I don't know if he made any other plays. So there's about 5, 6, 7 maybe. He was out there. I did call for more Benny, and he had that tutty in his hands.
Did he have it in his hands, or did Bentley have it in his hands?
It was Benny.
I think it was Benny.
So Bentley knocked it out of Benny's hands. They were both
correct.
There.
Pretty much, yeah.
That was down in the north end zone.
Yeah, it was right in front of us, and because we all looked at each other like that was in his hands. Like he had 3 defenders on him, and Bentley was one of them.
Bentley was
they were both
best defender.
They were both running the same route. I threw my hands up in the air. I was like, "Why? What's going on?"
Post game, Devin said the route is get open, and they're both their get open routes. Was just
they were both going to the ball.
Yep.
Dang, I don't know if I don't remember Benny a whole lot on offense other than that.
I know he had at least another deep shot that was a little
Okay.
underthrown, maybe, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think your prediction was on. There was a definite effort to try to get him on the deep ball.
Yeah.
Let me also want to give one other shout out to Dub. If you know who you are. Got to talk to him and talk Utah football a little bit. And, there's a lot of people that are going back and forth on the whole Bird and Devin. And so we had some good conversation there. And one of these episodes, we're going to get into that probably a little bit more. I know we've got a lot of stuff to discuss on this one, so we won't talk about it here. But yeah, big supporter of the podcast, and so want to give Dub a shout out.
Cool.
And thank him for listening.
Yeah.
Love it. Shout out Dub.
Shout out Dub. So this story, I'm gonna go quick with it, but backs up to the BYU Utah game, the Holy War. Ended up getting an extra ticket. It was a couple. The wife didn't want to go, so the husband was going to go. They're older, and so she hit me up on Twitter. It was like, "Hey, do you know anyone that would want this ticket?" And everybody was asking, "Do you have tickets? Do you have tickets? Do you have tickets?" So I just bought it. I'm like, "Yes, I will find somebody." So I Venmo'd her. We have that Pick'em chat that we're in, and I pretty much interact with those people weekly, daily. So I threw it out there, and I was like, "Hey, if you're a Utah fan, like $150, whatever it was. If you're a BYU fan, $300, and if you're a fence sitter, because we have a couple of those, $100. Because I'd rather have you be a BYU fan than just fence it.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good call out on that.
All in or in the way, and if you're fencing, you're in the way.
Yep.
So just go BYU if that's the case. And I hope BYU fans feel that way too.
Right.
I
think they do.
Yeah. Anyways, so I put it in the chat and was like, "Hey, it's a solo ticket. You're gonna sit by yourself, but they have bleachers there. We could try to slide you in, and have you come sit by us." So I put it in the spread chat, like the beat the spread chat, and nobody took me up on it. I did not copy and paste that text and put it into another big chat. I said, "Hey, I have an extra ticket. Here's the price. Who's in?" One of our homies from high school, Mason, was like, "Hey, I'm in." And so he got the ticket, and he's like, "I'm just going to meet you down there. I don't think I could come to the tailgate." So while we were vibing and partying at the tailgate, we're getting ready to walk in. I turned my phone off because it's a big game, I didn't want to deal with text coming in. Anyways, we met up with him in the bathroom of all places.
You say we met up like we meant to. I think we kind of randomly ran.
We ran into him.
We ran into him, like waiting to go into the bathroom.
Right. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And so like we went to the stall together and ended each other off real quick. And then we went to our seats, and my phone was off.
And I don't remember like saying bye to, like, I think we left him. He was like still in the stall. And, we ran out because I don't even remember saying bye, and we just ran to our seats. Me and you. Yeah.
So, anyways, phone's off. We lose. Got fight traffic. Travel back to Salt Lake. So I'm in bed by 2:00. I'm not even gonna look at my phone. Next morning comes around. I text him. I'm like, "Hey man, like how was it?" And he's like, "Dude, I didn't know I was sitting by myself. I wouldn't have gone if I was sitting by myself." And I was like, "Dude, I told you." So I go back to our text. Nothing. There's not a word about it. And sure enough, it was in the other chat. It was my fault. Didn't even think about it. So I felt so guilty. I had to buy tickets for him and his wife. They were 2 sections over from us, and they ended up sitting by us. So we had about 12 of our tailgate friends sitting right next to each other, and it was one of the funnest games I've ever been a part of. So I'm glad it kind of worked out, but it kind of sucked on the wallet. Yeah. But I had to do it.
There's a couple nut punches in that story. The first is the fact that we actually saw him in the stadium. And so in his mind, he's thinking, all right, I've like met up with them. We're going to be able to go sit down together or whatever. And we just hightailed it out of there. Just excited, had no idea. So that he's lost already. But then the other kick in the nuts, of all places to leave your buddy high and dry by himself down
in the bathroom
in the bathroom in Provo too. It's like if you do that at Rice Eccles, probably a little comfier. But to get high and dry in in LaVelle Edwards in that game too, just a frustrating game. Just all sorts of just giant nut punches. You always do a fantastic job at making up for mistakes. When you feel bad about something, you do what's right. You always do a fantastic job. You generally, in a lot of ways, in my opinion, go over the top with, like you do way more than you need to make up for the situation. That's how you're built. That's the type of guy you are. In this case, I think you might have to even buy him and his wife tickets to Kansas State. Like, it might not be enough.
Yeah. I'm planning on it. So if anyone's listening needs 2 extra tickets, I'll buy them. Yeah. I felt so sick, and I brought it to my wife, and she was like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And I'm like, how do you come back from that? I don't know. So, anyways, he did text me. He's like, "Hey, I appreciate you owned up to it. Like, it means a lot." But it was a really good time. And another cool part about the game, I know we're like way over time now, but my wife has filmed twice during a play in Rice Cycle Stadium. The first time was when we stopped BYU last year on 4th down, but there's a flag. And in my angle, I couldn't see the flag. So our whole section was going nuts. And then all of a sudden, defense. So she filmed my reaction, and I will. God, I'll probably never share that. Probably like an in-person thing.
What if we get 1,000 subscribers? Will you share it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
1,000 subs.
Yeah,
Just
and
tell a friend, be
BYU
a friend.
fans to shout us out.
Yeah.
I'll do it. The second one was we started getting this like high five system down every time we got a stop or a touchdown. There's 12 of us in this area, so it was crazy. Anyways, we got the 3rd down stop, and she decided to film it, but she kept filming on the punt return.
Nice.
So she got that whole thing, and like we were going crazy. Freaking Swoop Dog like nut shot of me during that, so you catch the nut shot. But it was pretty electric.
Are you going to release that for the people?
Yeah, I'll probably release that when the time's right.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah,
I love it.
probably this week.
That's all I got. Anything else for you guys?
No, we've got videos from Cornhole. We'll throw some out. There's already been some good clips that we've released, so go to X, check that out. We also have clips of ripping the smelling salts before the game, and so we'll release those as well. Come by the podcast or come by the tailgate. Come check it out. It is an absolute blast. Get there early, bring a drink, bring some food, and enjoy the vibes.
Love it. Shout out to all the listeners, all family, friends, everyone that tuning in, listening, stopping by the tailgates. I love to do this podcast, love hanging out with the two of you, and talking shop, but there's nothing I love more in this world other than my wife and kids. Nothing I love more than the tailgates. Those are sacred days to me. To be able to be with you fellas is sacred, and to be able to be with people that tune in to our podcast is a very special time for me and something I don't take for granted. So I appreciate it all. That's another episode of Tailgate Talk Podcast, episode 22 forever. Absolute. Hey, if you ever believed in the curse, you should have to own up to it. If you believed in the curse, you should have to go on to Twitter, film yourself selfie mode, and say, I believed in the college game day, big noon kickoff Utah football curse, and I no longer believe in it. You should have to double. If you believed in it, you should have to double down on not believing it anymore. Shout out to anyone that still believes it. You're the worst. Love you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. And as always, go Utes.
Go Utes.
Go Utes.
For Pop.
That's it for this episode of Tailgate Talk, hosted by DB Cooper and Itty Bitty Ute. Produced by Hollywood. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your tailgate crew. Join us next time for more sports talk, food, and fun. Until next time, keep the grill hot and the stories hotter.